Now, there's a student loan crisis going on in America. The total number of student loans has hit over $1.5 trillion. It's a major economic concern. And so, of course, the Trump administration is trying to take a look at trying to figure out how to solve this problem. Okay. Now, one member of the Trump administration has a new plan, and this is Ivanka Trump. Now, what is this plan? Now, is it free college? Debt-free college, right? Or at least giving a couple of years of college without going into massive amounts of debt? Is it allowing student loan borrowers to discharge their student loan debt after making payments after a certain amount of time? Is it stuff like that? Well, let's see. On Monday, the White House senior advisor and daughter to the president had unveiled a proposal to limit the kinds of loans graduate students and the parents of undergraduate students can take out to pay for education. So, wait, her plan is to make less money available for students to borrow. Yeah, we're just going to cap the limit that you can borrow. So, well, I get it, right? I've heard this argument from libertarians before on the real issue of college debt. Now, they say, look, hey, if the government is going to give you unlimited loans, they'll give anybody unlimited college loans, right? Well, then if you do that, well, then the colleges, in the face of the free money, will continue to raise their prices so they can make money. So the natural thought of that is, if we shut off the spigot, that will lower the prices. Now, I get the logic there, right? But in the reality is, what will actually happen is that if they do shut off the spigot and put these limits in there, I don't think that a lot of colleges will lower their tuition. The result actually would be less people being able to get into school. Now, affluent people like Ivanka Trump, who basically had her education handed to her by the virtue of her birth, will continue to get higher education. And, of course, you have the people getting caught in the college admissions cheating scandal. They won't have a problem. These people are already paying for their kids somewhere of up to $500,000 to do fake tests in order to get them in. You think them paying for it, would it be a real problem? No, I don't think so. I doubt it very, very much. These people, again, can afford to pay out of pocket, but you have people of modest means that rely on student loans to be able to get into college. Well, they're not going to be able to secure an education. And that sets up a system where only the wealthy and powerful will be able to send their kids to school. So that's going to have a profound impact on the future of the job market. Now, this plan also does little to nothing for the for the people that have $1.5 trillion in student loan debt outstanding right now. A lot of those people are also in default. Now, millennials right now are actually the largest group with student loan debt. On average, they carry about $36,000 in that debt. But now here's something interesting that I didn't know before, right? That I want to share. According to a study by Northwestern Mutual, the figure, $36,000, is about the same as the averages for baby boomers and Gen Xers when it comes to debt. Now, the only difference is that while we have the student loan debt, their debt is actually involved in mortgages. Now, the difference in that is that, yes, it's both debt. However, having a home is also a great way to build wealth and to build assets. In education, well, you can't really get a whole lot from that education in I guess compared to what you can get for having a mortgage, right? So you can't actually borrow against that education the same way that you can borrow against a mortgage. So it's not quite the same thing, and actually it's more of a handicap than anything. Student loans tend to drag around people's necks and actually stop them from buying homes and cars. And so the result of all this debt, of course, is that you have an entire generation that is saddled with the debt that you cannot get rid of through bankruptcy, thanks to Joe Biden, of course, partly. And it also destroys your access to credit, cars, mortgages, consumer goods, etc. There is economic activity that is lost due to student loans, due to this student loan debt. So, and look, there's 44 million people that are affected by this large amount of student loan debt. And these are people that are not going to be able to really be involved in the economy because they're basically spending a lot of their discretionary income in servicing that debt. And so we need a system that actually stops that, but doesn't leave out poor people. Now, Ivanka's plan, unfortunately, does not actually even touch the root of the problem. But what do you expect from someone like her? I mean, she's never had to work a day in her life. She never had to pay for her own school. She was born on third base, thought she hit a triple, just like all the Trump kids. And her proposal would continue to establish people like her as the only educated ruling class. That's not where we want to go. Her proposal, as well as the recent budget, also, the recent budget calls to eliminate the public service loan forgiveness program, which would, right now, is set up to where you pay on your loan for 10 years, or you take a job in public service, and you can discharge that debt within 10 years. The Department of Education, under the Trump administration, wants to get rid of that. And along with this change, all of this together would actually hurt people going to school, would hurt the people that they claim that they want to help with this legislation. Now, what we need is free college. What we need is to be able to refinance loans, or in some cases, maybe even eliminate that student debt altogether, wipe it from existence. And we do that, and we can save a generation and actually save the economy. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.